Hi, it's Chris here with Bernese the Rockies, and in this video we're going to talk about the great debate between crate training versus kennel training and why to even do it anyways. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching the official Bernese of the Rockies YouTube channel, the place to be if you love all things Bernese Mountain Dogs. Of course, I'm your host, Chris, and in this video series, we're going to do a three-part series here. This is going to be video number 1, and then next Tuesday we'll have part 2, and then the next Tuesday we'll have part 3. And I get a lot of questions, and a lot of people ask me about kennel training versus crate training, and if they even need to do it. And so I just want to kind of break it down a little bit and give you my advice on how I implement kennel training and crate training into my routine with my dogs and my puppies. So first things first is kind of to introduce you into what a kennel or a crate even is. Sometimes people consider them pet carriers, so I went and got some stuff here to kind of show you. This is just a basic, this is kind of how they just, sometimes you'll get them put together. This is what they kind of look like. This is a small version. You kind of have just, a top, and they'll have a handle, and, inside you usually have some sort of door or, locking mechanism. This is a cheap version just for this video, just to kind of show you. They have instructions. 95% of the instructions I do, I'm bad. I don't read very many instructions. And of course, when it comes to your dogs, it's important to make sure you're doing things right, because you don't want your dog injured. But I've done a few of these, so pretty much, when you have a pet carrier, it has little holes, and so you'll insert it into the holes that they give you there. So here's the door on the kennel, and then you just simply put it on top, and they'll have little holes to line up your top section. It's hard to do with one hand, but they'll have your top part and your bottom part, and then the key is now you have to lock it into place. And so a lot of ones I'll either have screws or little tabs, and they'll have little holes, so you'll insert a little tab into the hole, and this is what keeps your your carrier all together. So then essentially you have your door, your dog or cat or whatever goes in, and then on top some of them you have little storage containers, and there's some really great brands out there that really help, because they'll have like wheels and all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of like a little pet. Some people call them pet carriers. Some people just call them a little kennel. But anyways, so here's a bigger version. Now this is a wire one, and of course same thing. These are very easy. Essentially, they just kind of all open up. So you have all your sides. They'll kind of click around. And this is right out of the box, so this isn't like, I mean, a pet carrier is simple, but, these are just extremely easy. And there you pretty much have it. So, kind of the difference between these, of course, obviously their size, but this is just strictly for video purposes. But what's nice with these is they have double locks, so you can double lock it there. And what's nice too is if you do have an accident, when you're potty training and all that fun stuff, is that they have like a removable little tray that you could lock in there. So again, in these videos, I just want to kind of give you a brief kind of, look at, kennels and carriers and things like this. So, in this video, I just want to kind of talk about, obviously these are kind of the differences with them. So, when you have a more of a kennel or carrier, you'll notice there's holes mostly like at the top, and then there's, it's solid on the bottom, where with a crate, they're more of just open. And again, people call these kennels too. So, it's just, you can go to the pet store and everybody will call it something different. So, I like to call this one, of course, a kennel, and this one a crate. Just because it's square, it just looks like a crate, So, there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both of these. But, again, so next week's video, we're going to talk about safety. So we're going to talk about why would you even choose these to begin with in terms of safety reasons. And then the last week, we're going to talk about potty training and why I use these for potty training. And, but just kind of as an introduction video here, it's one of those things where a lot of times people think like if you put a dog or a puppy or something in a kennel or a crate or whatever, that you're a horrible person. And that's just not the case. There's a lot of, there's way more benefits to using a system than it is just, you're not throwing your dog in there and it's just like you don't care about them. It's nothing like that. And so, unfortunately, there are a lot of bad people out there, and there's people whose dogs live in one of these. This is the only space they have. They pretty much live in their feces and everything else, and of course that's not what we're talking about here. You're an educated dog owner or going to be a dog owner, and that's not the case at all. This is more of, you want to keep your dog safe, you want to keep your dog healthy, happy, and if you're bringing home a puppy, there's reasons to use these so you can introduce them into your home, but also they have their own little spot that's still theirs. And so there's a lot of great benefits to these. So again, this is kind of, how you put them together. Very simple. There's no, it's not complicated at all. And, again, there's big, large ones and there's small ones. And so as we going in the next few videos, I'll show you, or kind of explain more of why you would go with a certain size based on another size. But as a brief, kind of rundown, you want a kennel or crate that's going to be close to the size of your dog. You want your dog to be able to sit up, where it's sitting, on its butt and on its all four legs and stuff, and it's not hitting its ears. If you have a dog, so say for example, it's not even necessarily a Bernese Mountain Dog, but you have a dog where its ears go up. You want to make sure that it has enough room to look out and see the world and things like this, but also be able to turn all the way around, lay down comfortably. You want them to be able to stretch out some, but again, you don't want too much room. Now, like this big wire kennel here, I personally think this is a little too big for an 8-week-old puppy when it goes home. But it's one of those things where, there's different sizes and different things, and so of course, but like this one is too small. But again, this is just for, showing you how to put them together, what the differences are. Again, where this one has holes and a solid side, this one's just completely open. So, again, I believe in getting one, whatever you choose. And so I'll like, again, next few videos, I'm going to show you why. But again, think about your dog's safety. Think about, when you go to bed at nighttime, you don't want them running around the house. And, if you do go to work, again, you don't want them running around the house. They can get into, kids' toys. Like I have a son myself. And so, of course, if he has building block sets and, action figures and stuff, their heads pop off and those toys get stuck down in the dog's throat and different things. They can get into cleaners. They can chew on electrical cords. You name it, they'll find it. So pennies, quarters, again, they'll find it. So think of this as a tool to help you build that bond with your dog. So again, we're going to touch base more in depth next week on the safety features of why you want to use a kennel or a crate. And then on the next Tuesday, we're going to talk about how you can use these to speed up your potty training and help your dog to adjust to your home. Again, Tuesdays are for Bernese and dog education, so hopefully these videos will kind of serve you well. And then Fridays, it's Berner Fan Friday, or BFF. And so if you have a question about Bernese Mountain Dogs, about the show, about, you know, whatever, you know, and these videos are based on so many questions I get. So, you know, again, you know, send me your questions at questions@berneseoftherockies.com, and those videos are on Fridays. And so again, you know, hopefully you'll subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the Bernese of the Rockies channel, please subscribe. Every subscriber is a blessing, and I really do appreciate you getting these videos. I really, you know, work hard to try to come up with content that you'll appreciate. So again, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next Tuesday to talk about the safety features of why to use a crate or kennel. And if you have a dog, hug a dog and be blessed.